first thought is, when I'm applying for a master's, do I even need to study beyond a year? Why should I pour my money and energy and my resources into an additional year of master's? Is it going to be worth it? Is it going to pay off? And is it going to be, or is it going to be at the other end? Is it going to be unnecessarily expensive, right? So what factors did you consider when you were making this choice? Obviously, I think the readers should also know that you got the luxury of making this choice a little later on, and some others might not. So maybe a little light on the SEMS experience and your take on that.
Yeah. I think something interesting in the beginning that you mentioned is that most people don't know why they should do a second master's. But in my experience of talking to people, people don't even know why they want to do their first master's. So that's, something anecdotal, but also very worth thinking about. Because if you can't justify the first one to yourself, then I think you're going to have a very hard time justifying the second one, because it is natural that it requires more time and resources. And it's very important in general. I mean, I think this is also life advice, to have objectives out of everything you want to do. Because I would say traditionally, when you go for a 1-year master's, the program is only 9 to 10 months long at maximum, which means that if you join an August intake, by September or October, you are already sitting for the, you're already applying to internships and jobs. And by then, you do not know the first thing about the city. You have probably just met a couple of random people who you're trying to call friends. You want to socialize. You want to soak in all the sort of atmosphere that it has to offer. You're also highly struggling with your academics, because given that most of the people here come from an engineering background, I think it's a very different sort of curriculum altogether also to get used to, because it's very practical as well, and it's completely on the business side of things. So if you're coming directly after engineering, I've seen a lot of people sort of struggle with the basic business management stuff as well. So I think, so that's why like a 1-year master's is also, like, for me, one of the major things when I wanted to apply abroad was that I don't want to go for 9 months and figure it all out at once. I wanted some time. And a lot of people I spoke to had advised that you sort of should at least have 16 to 18 months to figure things out for yourself. Because I'm assuming a lot of people, when they go for a master's in management, they don't even know whether they want to work in banking, or they want to work in consulting or marketing. So, you take the first 3 or 4 months to at least figure that out for yourself. You attend these sessions, attend these webinars, take courses and stuff. So, by that logic and timeline, a double master's also makes sense, because if your program is only 1 year long, then doing 2 years will help you have more time to figure things out, and also have the potential for a summer internship in the middle. Because otherwise, what a lot of schools also offer is a 9 or 10 month visa, and you're out and about by the time you figure out whether by the time you want to sort of end your program and apply to internships and stuff, you're no more a valid citizen in that country. So that's one advantage of a double master's, I would say. More time. I think the second advantage is also getting access to 2 different geographies and 2 different alumni networks. Because I mean, and that advantage obviously only comes if you do it from 2 different institutions. Because if you're doing it from the same one, then it's probably only the delta in academic knowledge and all that sort of factors in. But if you do it from different institutions, like I personally did it from ESADE and HEC, for example, you get access to the opportunities that 2 universities offer instead of 1. So that's also sort of, an added benefit. But but going back to SEMS, because I think SEMS in itself is a very unique program. And personally, since HEC is a 2-year degree, in any case, and I just chose what I wanted to do in my second year, which was SEMS. It was slightly more structured for me, but sometime along the line, I think how most universities work is that you should figure out whether you want to apply to SEMS before you apply for your master's altogether. So I know of universities where you are admitted to SEMS MIM and not just MIM, and you don't get the chance to choose whether you want to be a part of SEMS or not once you're there.
Okay.
So, I would highly suggest, if you want to apply for SEMS, you start looking at the schools that offer SEMS and see whether you have this flexibility of switching midway, or deciding later in the process whether you want to do a SEMS or not, or if you have to do it beforehand. Because I know a lot of people who missed out on the chance because, of that reason.
Because they didn't apply right at the start. They didn't consider the SEMS Alliance on the day of
Correct.
application, and so an opportunity went